Hi everyone, welcome to this video on if statements in Microsoft Excel. I won't go into too much detail, but enough for you to get a grasp of it and decide whether it's something you'd want to use. So let me give you a real life example of what an if statement is. Let's say someone's standing in front of a door and I give them the instruction, if the door in front of them is blue, then walk through it. Otherwise, don't walk through it. That's what an if statement is. It's a set of conditions that you set where if those conditions that you set are met, then that will lead to a desired outcome. If those conditions aren't met, then it will lead to another outcome. That is an if statement. So the best way to explain this even more is to do it in person. So that's what we're going to do now. So I've got this data here. It's a random set of fictional data. Not real whatsoever, and I'll just go through it with you. It's where this fictional data is for a company, and we've got employee ID, names of employees, the department that they work in, date that they've started, and the commission that they've earned. So each of these employees have earned some commission for the company. Now this set of data, imagine you're an employee and this set of data has landed at your desk and your boss tells you, okay, we've decided that anyone who has earned commission over $100,000, we are going to give them 5% bonus on the first 100,000 that they've earned, and then 10% on anything they've earned over 100,000. If they've earned less than 100,000, we will give them just 5%. That's what's been agreed. Now your boss said that's what's agreed, and we need to know what those numbers actually are. So we need to actually see them by department. So we need to see the higher end bonus by department and the lower end bonus by department. And I need those figures in, let's say, 10 minutes. Okay. Now, can you do it in 10 minutes? If you know what an if statement is, you can do this in 10 minutes. So I'm going to go through this now. Now you may be thinking straight away, you could probably do this in less than 10 minutes manually. Manually meaning you can do a filter and just select on everything that's less than 100, more than 100, and accordingly do your formulas. The answer to that is you can, but I'm going to go through this and then tell you why that's not the best way of doing it, and why if statement is one of many ways, but one really useful way of doing this. So let's get started on this right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is split this exercise out into two sections. So we know anything over 100 is 10% on the excess of 100, and then up to 100 is 5%. Anyone who's at less than 100 is 5%, and so we'll call some people who are on less than 100,000, we'll call them the lower end bonus, and anyone who's earning over 100,000, we'll call them the higher end bonus. So first of all, I want a column that will tell me which category each employee fits into, and we're going to do that with an if statement. So let's start with that. So I'm going to give this column a heading. I'm going to call that higher end bonus and lower end bonus. It's a column heading, so you can call it anything you want. It doesn't really matter. This is just my preference. Okay, so in each of these cells, I want the words higher end bonus or lower end bonus to appear depending on where these guys have met. So this person here, for example, 44251, they'll be on the lower end bonus, and this person, 149, they'll be on the higher end bonus, and that's what I want to appear in these cells. So I'm going to do that with an if statement. So here we go. If that cell there is less than 100,000, then I want the words lower end bonus to appear. Otherwise, I want the words higher end bonus to appear. Excuse me, there we go. Okay, perfect. So lower end bonus, if I drag that down one, let's just see if it works. It works. Higher end bonus there. Okay, and there we go. Now I dragged that formula all the way down, didn't have to do that manually, already done for me, so I can see this formula is everything, and it does work. This person's on 153, they're on the higher end. This person's on 45, lower end, the bonus works. I'll even center that just so it's a bit more clear for us to see. There we go. And you can even, I mean, visually we can see who's on higher and lower just by looking at there, but obviously it's a bit of a blur because they're numbers. You can even add conditional formatting into this. I can say conditional formatting, I will go with highlight cell rules, text that contains higher end bonus in, it doesn't really matter, but there we go. So this formatting means that anyone who's on the higher end bonus, they will appear in yellow, and to prove that works, this person here is on 165, so they are higher end, they'll be in yellow. If they change to 99,999, they'll be on the lower end, and the yellow formatting disappears. That's conditional formatting. If you're interested in how that works, click in the top right hand corner of this video. There is a video on conditional formatting for you. Again, very useful function. I find it quite handy. So that's the first part of this exercise. That's the first column. The second column is where we're going to find out what the actual bonus is, and this is where it gets a bit complicated. So I'm just going to tell you now that, again, this video is very high level, so I'm not going to go into the full detail of what I'm doing in the formula. Again, I just want to show you this if statement in action. We do run a tutoring service and consultancy service, so if you're interested in knowing about this in more detail, go into our description, the link to our website's there, contact us, leave us a message, and we can help you out. If you're starting a new job and you need some help with Excel, if you're in a job and need some help in Excel, or you just want to learn it, go ahead and contact us. We can set up a tutoring service for you, tailored to you, so we can help you with your journey with Excel. You may be a business and you need some help with some data that you may have, some data analysis or anything else. Again, we can help you. Contact us, leave us a message, links in the description, and we'll get back to you on this. So let me carry on now. Let's write bonus due here. So this is the figure where I'm going to put bonus due. So I'm going to start this, and bear with me while I figure this formula out in my head, but I will talk you through what I'm thinking. So if that figure there is less than 100,000, then I want you to take that figure and times it by 5%. Otherwise, excuse me, I want to take 100,000 times that by 5%, plus I want you to take that figure and the excess of 100,000 times by 10%. So if that's less than 5%, otherwise 100,000 times 5% plus that figure there times 10%. Now hopefully that has worked, but okay, so that's my formula. Now I'm going to check if this works or not, but let me just talk you through what I've done. So I've said if cell E2, which is E2 there, is less than 100,000, then I want you to take whatever's in cell E2 and times it by 5%, because that was our first criteria. Anyone less than 100 is 5%. If they're on more than 100,000, which effectively if they're less than 100, if they're not on less than 100,000, they're going to be on more than 100,000, then take 100,000 times 5%, because the first 100 is at 5%, and then anything in excess, so whatever's in that cell, minus 100,000, because we've already given them the 5% on that. On the excess, give them 10%, and that's what this formula, well, that's what it's meant to do. Whether it does that or not, I am going to test out manually to make sure, but to me it looks correct just at a glance, but let's test it out. So manually, I'll take that figure times it by 5%, because we know it's less than 100,000, so that's what they should get, which is, okay, 21255. So that one works. Now this one is where the tricky bit comes in. So 149, the first 100 should be at 5%, so that's 5,000, and the excess, so in this case it will be $49,515. So that excess would be equals that cell there minus 100. Okay, so that's the excess, and I want that excess to be 10%. So that comes to 4951.50. So that figure plus that should be the bonus, 9951.50. 9951.50. So it works. That formula works. Now, why would you use an if statement rather than a manual, just doing this manually? Because let's say the person who gave you this information comes to you and says, sorry, but this information is wrong. Here's a new set of data. You take that data, you paste it in, you're going to have to redo all your work. So that higher end lower end bonus you've got over here, that's going to have to be redone. This is going to have to be redone. You're going to have to run the calculations again manually because they've given you a wrong set of data. Or you may be in a scenario where you need to do this every day. So every day you're going to get a new set of data. So therefore every single day you're going to have to manually repeat this whole process, manually doing, filtering on this, filtering on less than 100,000, more than 100,000, working this out, etc. Or you may get data sent to you on a regular basis that you would add to the bottom of this. If you do that, again, you're going to have to run your manual process over and over again. it's not the most efficient way of doing things. It's not fast. It's not the way to do it. Whereas if you've got a formula here, it doesn't matter if the data is wrong. I'm going to give you a new set of data. You get new set of data added to the bottom. You have to repeat this process daily. As long as that formula is in there and that formula is correct, which you'll do with a test, like we just did a test over here. As long as the formula is correct, you just have to apply the formula and everything will work out. So in this case, this says 49,813. They're on the lower end bonus and 2490. Let's say they went to 250,000, right? New set of data is given to you and it becomes that. Well, then this changes automatically. It changes to higher end bonus, it changes to 20,000. So I don't need to do anything, and that's the beauty of it. That's why an if statement, and generally speaking with Excel, is all these formulas and functions available for you to make your life easier, and that's why we've got them. And okay, so we've done this part, so we know what the bonus due is, we know who's not higher and lower end, but again, your boss says, well, I need to know the actual numbers. Well, you've got the numbers, you've got the higher end bonus, but he doesn't want to look at this random set of data here. He wants to actually see that in front of him in a concise, neat way. Why not do a pivot table? I'm going to do one now. It's going to take me seconds. So I'm going to insert a pivot table right now in this existing worksheet. I'll just do it here. Again, seconds. Imagine he's standing over your shoulder looking at you, asking you to do this because he wants it right now. Well, you can do it very quickly. I want department, I want the higher end bonus, and I want the bonus due. And there you go. That quick. I've got a pivot table right there. I'm going to just make this a bit neat for them. There we go. So this tells me that customer support, we are due to give them a bonus of $50,000. Now that's split. 44,000 are in the higher end, and in the lower end 6,000, and we've got that for each department. Human resources, 66,000 in the higher end, 17,000 in the lower end by department. That's how quick it was. If you don't know what a pivot table is, by the way, I've done a video on that as well, so click in the top right hand corner in the description. There is a video on a pivot table, sorry, for you to have a look at. Really useful function, again, very quick and easy to learn as well. So all of this is very quick and easy to learn. Again, higher level overviews, but that is what an if statement is. I hope that was useful. And again, if you need any tutoring service, doesn't matter what level you're at, you need some help, contact us. We do offer that service so we can help you out, whatever your needs are. Again, if you're a business and you've got some analysis that needs done, or you want some advice on something to do with data analysis, spreadsheets, etc., we also run that service. We can help you out. Go to our website and please check out our other videos, like this video if you enjoyed it, and we're going to make some more videos and we're going to go through more items in Excel, so keep an eye out, subscribe, and you'll get to know more about Excel, and I hope that helped you. Thanks for watching.